Hello, Cancer. This is the love read. The first half is going to be for couples. The second half is going to be for singles. By half, I mean a relative term. So, where are we, Cancer? I'm seeing some good cards here for the other side. I like this. What do we got going on here on our side? I'm not a Cancer, but, I'm a water sign. I guess I'm just going to live vicariously. Okay. Alright, so your partner here. Your partner has some interesting things going on here. They feel like things are working out fairly, but what is happening? We're going to start out with what's holding them back. They're looking at possibilities. They're considering what to do next. And your matching card is the Emperor, which I feel like you have your feet on the ground on this situation, and you're kind of standing strong and stern. I'm getting stern with a position on whatever's going on between the two of you right now. Being a general read, I feel like you're kind of pulling away a little bit. So if this is hitting with you, you might be a little standing stern and kind of backing up a little bit. I feel like you're a little annoyed with something. That being said, you decide to relent a little. You're giving a little, whatever the situation is, based on however it's hitting for you, you're giving a little bit. You're giving in a little bit. Peace offering, more like it seems like for you. So you're giving a little bit. The other side responds to that very emotionally and very giving. They're very thankful, and I feel like the appreciation, they're pushing towards you, trying to get into your court, trying to get back into your good graces. Something happened between the two of you, it seems like, that really caused some upset to the apple cart. Now, a decision or something happened here that you did not like. For some of you, I feel like the other person did a job change or left a job or did something along that line that you weren't cool with, and you're just like, we're in this relationship together. How can you just make these decisions without talking to me first? I feel like that's what's coming through. For the majority of you, I feel like it's a decision like that. Or they bought something, or they started looking. They did something that's going to affect their relationship, but they started making decisions without you, and you're not happy. That's basically what this card is telling me. That's what I'm getting from it. And when they're looking at these possibilities and they're making these decisions, I feel like that really offends you. You're like, we're in this isn't a dictatorship, it's a democracy. And not for nothing, you realize I'm half of this democracy, right? So why didn't you tell me? Why weren't you talking with me before you went and did this? I'm getting there's a bit of anger on your side about it. So if this reading's hitting with you, that's where I'm feeling this is going. I feel like on their side it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission because they want whatever it is to happen. I still feel like that was a bad idea on their side because that's making a hit. That's an emotional hit to you. That's very disrespectful, and that's not cool. But you decide to be a little more giving. You decide to be a little bit more cooperative. I feel like there's some social help on your side. I feel like people around you are trying to help you through this, and I feel like they're validating how you feel, but they're trying to help you make the situation work out, and they're helping you talk through it. So I feel like you're talking through it with other people about what's going on, and I feel like you giving in a little bit, or I feel like that's bringing the Sun card on the other person's side. They feel like you're on board. I'm not sure that that's completely the case here, but I feel like they feel like things are going to be fine. It's not that big a deal. Still not sure that's the truth, though. I do feel like they might be enlisting some people that you know in common to talk to their benefit. They are. So they're getting some extra help socially. People that you respect and care about, and you trust that care and respect about you. So it's these people that are talking to your partner's behalf, that's okay, because you realize it's not anything malicious or not like trying to be manipulated. You're just kind of like, all right, yeah, it's not that bad of a deal. It wasn't that bad of a decision, but it's still not right to make decisions like this that are going to affect our relationship without telling me first, without talking with me. I am half of this democracy. This isn't right. And I feel like when you talk this out with people around you, like I feel like they're in agreement, but they're kind of like, well, from here on you can talk more and you can make sure that this is understood, that this is not to happen again. And like I feel like they're helping you sort it out so that it's not such an emotional hit to the relationship. I still feel like there might be a little bit of underlying, like, feel to it. There's like a card here that's face down we haven't got to yet. It fell out while I was shuffling, so I haven't looked at it yet. We'll find out after. Now, the moon is on their side next. This does work out. They're not seeing. I don't think they realize that I feel like the moon is saying they don't realize that was not smart for them to do, and this is probably going to have repercussions down the road. I feel like that's why the moon is showing up, because you got the sun followed by the moon. I feel like they're a little bit in denial about what they did. I think they're a little bit kind of playing the fool here, thinking that it's a done deal, it's fine. Water under the bridge. I'm not so convinced. I'm really not. But I feel like that's how they're taking it, and they're just kind of letting it, like they're just like, oh, it's fine. We're here now. What does it matter? It matters. I feel like it matters. That being said, where are we going with this? So that's how they feel. This is like the moon is telling me they're not realizing that they feel like it's just kind of water under the bridge. I don't really feel like that's the case. I also feel like you're letting them feel that way because of your love for them. They're getting away with a bit here because of your love for them. You love them. You love the situation. You love, like, you're not going to let this destroy things. You're not about to do that. But you're going to make the effort to let it go. That's the interesting thing. I do feel like you're going to try to let it go. But it's going to kind of sit there at a lower level. And if something starts heading that way again, you might just snap them. You might just bite somebody's head off over it. In this situation right now, you're willing to let it go. You're willing to let the other person think it's water under the bridge. You may even be telling yourself it's water under the bridge. I'm still getting this underlying current, like, that wasn't cool. You shouldn't have done that. That's not right. This is a democracy, as in we both have say. This is not a dictatorship. And guess what you were? The first part of that word. I could be wrong. That's a little bit too blunt, but I don't know why it's coming out that way. But I feel like there's an annoyance here. Like, that's not cool. You should not have done that. And I feel like I really feel like you're trying to let it go, but if somebody like pushes you on the issue and really asks how you feel, you might find out that it bubbles forward that you're still a little aggravated by that. I feel it's justifiable too. I really do. Granted, it's a general read, but I feel like there's a relationship going on here that this decision affected it, and you should have been told first. You should have been at least considered in the decision before he or she, because it's the King of Cups, but still. Don't get caught up in the gender. However it worked out, you should have been considered. You should have been talked with. You should have had a say. Okay. So I got 4 plus this one hidden card. The spiritual aspect of this relationship, it's solid. They love you. They're very happy to be with you. I feel like this was just a little foolish, the way they did things. They love you. I feel there's a lot of love there. I feel like there's a lot of you making effort to move on from it. I don't feel like you're willing to let anything like this destroy your situation, your relationship, however it's termed for you. So things are good in a spiritual sense. I feel like they feel like I know it says justice, but I feel like they feel like things went in their favor. And they feel like things worked out the way they should have worked out. Like the end result is what they wanted. You'll notice this is their side. No, you'll notice this is your side, is the Two of Pentacles and how you're feeling. You got the scales on the justice. You got the balancing of the two pentacles here. So it's kind of like an evening things out. I feel like you kind of let them have this one. They may have went out. They may feel like they feel like they made the right decision. Excuse me. They feel like they made the right decision. I feel like you're trying to let it go. You're trying to let them have this one. I also feel like there might be more communication later on. I'm getting kind of the feel like, well, they made the decision, it better work out, because if it doesn't, I'm going to point it out. That's kind of how it feels. Like, I don't think they really... I think this moon situation with the justice, it makes me feel like it really does need to work out the way they think it's gonna, because if it doesn't, I don't feel like you're going to be waiting to pounce, but if it doesn't, I feel like you're going to point it out. Like, well, maybe if you talked about this with me beforehand, I could have pointed this and that out. Maybe you do need somebody else to run these things by before you make these harsh decisions or rash decisions. I feel like there's a conversation that might happen in the future based on how the situation works out. Like, I'm getting this feeling like that's whatever decision they made better work out, because if it doesn't, I feel like the aggravation will bubble up. I don't feel like you're going to be like thinking about it or waiting. I don't feel like that, but like if something gets a little stressful, I feel like you might be like, well, maybe you should consider my viewpoint. Oh, you didn't ask for it. Like that type thing. I hope that comes across right. Now, you got the Four of Swords on your side, which makes sense because it feels like it's a done deal. The other person made the decision. You're not going to end the relationship. You're not looking to get out of the relationship. The decision was made. You just kind of have to go forward with it. And I just feel like it's really aggravating that they didn't run it by you first at the very, very least. But that's the overall... Like, I kind of feel like this knight is lying in wait. Like, seriously, if this situation doesn't work out like the other person said, like if it turns out it was not the best decision, I don't feel like you're going to be waiting to pounce. I don't feel like that's how you're going to do it. But a moment's going to happen, and it's just going to fly out. Well, you should have... Maybe if you talked about this with me beforehand, this wouldn't have happened. I feel like that would come out. Okay. Ironically, with this read, like the first one I just did with Pisces, I didn't get any like oracle cards, but it must be whatever the information was to come out here, it came out. Let's find out what else we got going on here for the singles for Cancer. And by the way, feel free to leave comments, like if there's something you thought was missing, or like, I'm not one to pull out cards just to appease. Like if it feels like they're necessary, I put them out. I don't feel like just putting out cards to put out cards helps anybody. So, all right. So Cancer, single Cancers. Single Cancers. Okay, so we're going to do Celtic Cross. Oh, our Cancer. Similarity here with Pisces. Yeah, in a different position. I'm a Pisces, if I haven't mentioned it before. Similarity with Pisces again. Alright, so... And with Pisces, I did for the singles. I don't know. I don't know if there's just more information comes through with the relationships, and that's why I need the more cards with this side. Are we gonna do this the same? Done? Okay. I don't know. I kind of want to put that out there, but I almost feel like it's... Well, it does match. So there we go. All right. So for relationships, Cancer, what do we have going on for you? Like Pisces, only because I just did that read. You got your mind on love. You want love. You want it to happen. You're ready for it. Your mind is there. That's good. You're also feeling like you're stuck in one spot, just looking around. Like this is where you're currently standing. Like you're just kind of hanging out. Like I don't really see the possibilities, but I'm open to them. Okay. So are we starting with that? Yes. Are we going here? Yes. Your environment is a good judgment. Good judgment in your favor. A lucrative environment with the judgment card. All right, so I feel like you're around good people. Like there's some good options around you. Favorable options. You're being looked at favorably. All right, so this, like, I feel like if you're in a situation where it's kind of like a social situation, you're being looked at like as a worthy, do I say worthy? Like a sought out commodity. I don't know if that's really a good word for it either. There's interest coming towards you, honest interest in you. Okay. So like judgment in your favor with the environment in this situation, I feel like people are looking at you, like people want to get to know you in a good way. Granted, there's some around you, I'm sure, that maybe you want to step to the side from, and you probably will. But you're making that effort too. I feel like you got the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Like Pisces, I feel like you're going out trying to find what you want, but you're also not finding what you want, and you might be holding back because of it. You're very much like this feels a lot like the Pisces read, because you're going out, you want that love, you're in the mindset for it, you're not finding what you want though. The difference here I'm noticing with you and Pisces though, just to make it more your own, you're seeing a possibility. I feel like somebody could know, this is completely different. I feel like you might have a couple people come at you and they're already attached. I feel like somebody comes toward you, like it is the past life relationship. Somebody from your past might come in that you don't want to have a relationship with, that broke your heart. I feel like that's a minimal amount of you, but that's going to happen for some of you, I'm sure. For the majority, though, I feel like you get a couple offers from people who are already in relationships, and you don't want that. This is where this is your past. Like I feel like you've gone through something similar to this. Now, either somebody from the past that you've already had a relationship with that ended not so well is trying to come back in, or you're seeing like problems, like you've had problems before, and you're not willing to repeat these problems. If these people are already attached, well then don't come to me while you're still with someone else. Okay. What else do we got going on here? I have a couple cards I haven't touched on yet, but I'm trying to see how we're fitting them in. This is your distant past. This is telling me when you really get involved with someone, like you're not looking, I don't feel like you're looking for just like a flash in the pan. Which is why this, in the future here, if it's someone you already tried it with and it failed, or if it's somebody who's already attached, neither are acceptable. And you're not willing to go with it. I feel like some of you are going to get involved with someone and then find out after the fact that they're already attached to someone else, or they're like seeing other people on the side, or there's something where you realize you don't have all their attention and you're stepping out of it. Okay. And this is why. Because you're not looking for a flash in the pan. You want something more stable. You're looking for somebody to build something with. A relationship. You're in that mindset. That's what you want. Your overall energy is the Magician with calling in your soulmate. These are both creative cards. These are both things going for what you want. You're trying to find the right one. I feel like I'm getting this again. If this person who's already attached comes into your life, once you find out that they're already I feel like you don't know it right off the bat, and that's why. Or somehow it might be like if you're out partying and you might be a little inebriated in some sense, you might get a little caught up in something, but immediately afterwards you're just like, oh, that was a mistake. And you're going to tell them, absolutely not, that was wrong, it's not happening again, exit. Like, don't even call me again, I'm going to hang up on you now, bye. And that was it. Like, we're done. Like, I shouldn't have done it, but you really shouldn't have done it. Like, I'll admit I was wrong, but you were really wrong. So, I'm just hanging up, don't talk to me again. It's kind of how I feel it's coming through. Okay. So that's one of the reasons you walk away from that. But I like this because I'm noticing your end result here. You've got the High Priestess with new love. There's a certain quality of person you want. I thought there was something in the road, but it's just a flower. When you're leaving this, after that's over and you walk away from that, I feel like there's a strength. I feel like somebody else might come in fairly quick after that. I feel like the attention is coming towards you here. New love with the High Priestess. I feel like this is kind of like denoting the person, though. And I'm feeling there's a very slow, dedicated, honest energy to this. And it might be like a slow start. But I feel like when you walk away from that, immediately another door opens. But this is a slower progression. Okay. Anything I missed here? I don't think so. I think we talked about all the cards. No hidden cards on this one. That's good. Anything else I want to say here? Alright, so I think we're good there. Let me know in the comments what you thought about these reads. My first time doing the love reads, I did the Pisces one, I did yours. I'm going to do one for every sign, of course. I'm going to try to do every week, like every Friday, I'm going to try to do like, one Friday I'll do love, the next Friday I'll do general, then back to love, then back to general. That's what I'm going to try to do. So let me know what you think. We'll see how it is going forward. And of course, thank you for watching. James for Astral. If you want a reading from me, James, the number 4, Astral. Thank you. At gmail.com.